All right, we live, man. I got my brother Trev Jackson. We back. We back at it, man. What's good, bro?
What's poppin', fam, man? I'm excited to be on the show and having a conversation with you. What happened to America, fam?
What happened, man? You know how we do, man. We always pushing health, wealth, and a better understanding of self. So
Yeah.
we got a good show put together for him today, man. We got what we're gonna go over. Candace Owens.
Yes, sir.
You said you had a topic about Meek Mill and the reform program.
Most definitely.
Yeah.
Most definitely. The Ghetto Informant program, too.
Mmm.
That we, you
That's
hit
crazy.
me up on that, and that is very interesting to me, the Ghetto Informant program. I'm ready to learn and convey and think and just have a great conversation about that, fam.
That's yeah. I'm excited too, fam. And then we got Candace Owens and that Charlie Kirk situation.
Yeah.
You know, I know you told me about your channel. You had put something up, and you was like, "Fam, you gotta watch out." Man, he already gave you a strike, so we gonna get into that.
Yeah, most definitely. Salute to Timestamp Tiffany for tapping
Uh,
into the show. We
Tiffany.
appreciate it. Thank you for your
Salute
time, man.
to it.
Yeah,
Salute. So
I put a clip up of the protesters in New York City, protesting against what's happening with Charlie Kirk, the Charlie Kirk situation, and them exalting him and talking about giving him a coin, putting him on the
yeah.
quarter, talking about giving him a day, like a
Mm,
yeah, like they exalting them to the next level, and people are very frustrated about it. People was you know, protesting and marching, and they was cursing in it, and they was saying "f him" and all of that old type of stuff. And even though I didn't condone the messaging or whatever, just by me putting it up on the screen, you know what I'm saying, and putting it on my channel as a short, they sent me a copyright strike, a warning saying if you upload something like this with harassment again, we will take your channel down. And I put too much work in to be losing my channel behind something that I don't need. The message I really didn't even condone.
right. Yep. For real.
Yeah,
And that's how it is. Censorship on speech. Now, it's been a
yeah.
lot of things, and you had asked me a question. You was like, "Is it free? Is it free to say what you want to say? Are you able to do that in America today? What would you? How would you answer that?"
You know, it is free to say what you want to say, but can you handle the consequences of saying what you said? Earlier, was it this year or last year when we was talking about Fat Joe and counseling him and
Yeah,
stuff?
that was late last year. We was talking about that. Yep.
Last year, because the behavior and the actions of Fat Joe talking about Puerto Ricans deserve 50% of hip hop, and
Mm-hmm.
I disagree with it wholeheartedly. But I have a totally different perspective on council culture now, since I see what Trump is doing with council culture, and he is trying to silence people, and what happened to Jimmy Kimmel and all of that old type of stuff. You know, I want to ask you something. I want to see what you think about this, because I've been saying it a lot on my channel as of recently.
Yeah.
Is violence the language of people who don't know how to articulate themselves? I'm gonna say it again.
Is
Is violence
violence?
the language of people who don't know how to articulate themselves?
I would say yes and no. Now, on a lower level,
Hmm.
I would say yes. If we talking about poverty, you know, yeah, because that's all you know. But if we talking about on a higher level, as far as like governments and countries, we see that violence, whoever can inflict the highest amount of violence runs everything. You get me?
Yeah, yeah. Because they
So if
are provoking fear.
right, so if I can nuke your whole country, you got to respect me in a way that I
It ain't
can't even
work.
explain. You feel me?
Yeah, yeah. That's crazy though, Water, that is like that, because the reason I feel that violence is the language of the people who can't articulate themselves is because people react when they don't have an understanding for something. Like, if I don't understand what you trying to convey, or if I don't like what you trying to convey, for me to be able to win, now I gotta, physically do something to you, instead of talking it out. And
Talk.
it, yeah, talking it out,
I'm
trying to come,
I'm
not,
glad you said that. I'm
mm,
glad you said that because a lot of people, a lot of because I did a show on TSU,
mm-hmm,
Tennessee State University. You from Tennessee,
yeah,
born and raised, and they had the MAGA went out to the school and was trying to do the debates. Now, it's some people in our culture. They like, look, we ain't got time to debate these red hats. We ain't on that. We not doing it. We don't even want to sit down with you. Then there's some people that saying, no, we should be able to articulate ourselves and debate these people and sit down and beat them at their game. How do you feel about that?
I feel like, you know, it's, they was at a university, first of all, an
Mm-hmm.
institution for learning.
Right.
So it shouldn't have been it should have been easy if you had an institution of learning for them to be able to communicate with them instead of doing what they doing or whatever they did. But, them going out there, I don't even think that they had permission to be at the school, because you have to have permission to be able to set up a table or microphone and all of that. So it's basically like they was provoking them individuals, or it could, you know, it was spooky the way it was looking, because I really, you
Right.
know,
Yeah, we talked about it a little bit. It was a little spooky looking.
yeah,
Definitely.
it looked like it could have been something. But I've been watching these young guys before that incident even happened, because the place I jog at all the time, the University of Charlotte, North Carolina, it's a branch out from NC, the Tar Heels and everything. And I go jogging up there all the time on that college campus, because they have trails and stuff. Those young guys was up there like last week. And then they
Right.
went to my hometown of Knoxville and went to the University of Tennessee and talked. Then they went to Nashville and talked. Now they on Instagram and stuff talking about going to Memphis. I think that's wrong. I think they need to slow down now.
They
The
need
white,
to slow down. So do you think we need to debate them or not? Do you feel like we should sit down and have a debate with them about how we feel on our position right here in America? Or you think that's too much?
I feel like if you're in an institution of learning, you should be able to convey your message in a way that you can have a debate. If you don't want to debate, don't debate. Just keep it moving. But if you go into the debate, you should have enough information and be strapped up enough to have the conversation. Because just like in a relationship, to me,
Mm-hmm.
people say that the main thing in a relationship is communication. To me, it's comprehending what's being communicated.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So when I think about those young guys going up there and stuff like that, I feel like, they should have been able to communicate and comprehend what's being communicated. If they didn't understand what was being said, then they should have just walked off or whatever, though. Or I don't feel like they should have reacted like the way they react.
Like that.
Because,
Right.
okay, you got sons, right?
Yep.
If you gonna strap your son up with enough information to be able to, we in the media space, fam. We talking
Mhm.
right now. Uh, I would have my son strapped up enough to be able to converse with anybody, have
Yeah.
enough information to combat any conversation, because the things that they're talking about is things that he need to be informed on moving forward in life anyway, even if you agree or disagree.
Yeah.
But some people feel like that was cool with what they did, though. But I just want us to present ourselves in a better fashion. I actually didn't like the way that we presented ourselves, in that the youth did.
Yeah. Now I got two ways to that. Yes, I do, but if my people is being deceived, right? Think about it like this. Let's say that it was the liberals understood this and they wanted to have some people in the black college do the provoking and some people was just following. Maybe this was a political play and we looking at our people saying, man, y'all act like that, but it was really some ringleaders who was already involved in making this
Look
just
a
to look
certain
like
way.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Had they flyers up, BLM. So I seen it as a play on both sides, a Republican and Democrat play. And I feel like, yeah, I think that they reacted like that for a reason, and it was definitely manufactured to me. I don't feel like it was just genuine, everything about it.
Yeah, I feel like you got a point there too, Water, because all the people that was on there, they wasn't black individuals neither. When I looked at that video, it
Right.
was all types of races, and they was talking about black. Why did they get the Black Lives Matter flag so fast though?
Yeah.
And Black Lives Matter is a whole nother conversation outside of that. I feel like these statements be so powerful that they can provoke people in a way that they don't understand. The statement sounds good, it sounds like something you should accept, but the people that's behind the statement and doing the things that they doing it's actually not in the best interest of black people. I feel, did you know, like, I just realized this week I was looking at that young guy debating. I didn't know Black Lives Matter got policies passed and laws changed.
Right. Yep. Yeah, they did. They did. They did. And it's crazy because that's what happens with a lot of these organizations. They get passed laws. It's like the LGBT community. A lot of laws get passed. Even some things behind this Charlie Kirk got passed. I want to know, how do you feel? A lot of black people was going online after Charlie Kirk passed, and they was, saying all of this. Some of them never knew about. Like, I really learned about the dude as, like, I didn't know about him. I seen him. What's your take on Charlie Kirk as far as him as an individual?
I only knew him through content creation and through debates. And I love debates and conversation because I like disagreement, actually. I
Right.
never learn from people that I agree with.
Mm-hmm.
Like if like if I'm not doing something, I'm not healthy at the moment. Somebody say, "You fat nigga, you need to get in shape." I don't take it as offense no more. Or you know, you
Yeah.
falling off. You ain't how you used to be, Trevor. Things ain't evolving. I like that. I come to a point to where, like, even when earlier last year we was talking about Fat Joe, I'm gonna go back to that. I'm at a point where I feel like I want to hear from the people I disagree with now, so I can give a different perspective on it. You know what I'm saying? So Charlie Kirk, I used to use his content to try to convey a message to our people that these are the people that is leading the stratosphere in conversation, and this is who people following. And he had such a big following with the youth.
Yeah.
Even black people started trying to talk about his perspectives and ideologies about reparations. And that's what I first started hearing him talk about, was how he felt about reparations is actually racist. And he was talking about ain't no such thing as empathy. He don't like empathy. And he start talking about gun rights. And I know we're going to get into gun stuff here
Mm-hmm.
soon though. And people, you know, the way he spoke, and people talk a ball. I might get flagged for what I'm about to say, but he wasn't. They say he was a Christian and everything, right?
Right.
Certain things that was said that was spoke maliciously about a group of individuals or a person isn't
Yeah.
Christian behavior based upon the rules that they supposed to abide by. To me,
Right. But I feel that the religion, is a great way for white supremacy to still stay in power. It's like a sleek, it's like I feel like it's the same thing as when we used to have white Jesus in our churches. And
deception.
yeah, it's the deception. So it's kind of like you can kind of be fooled a little bit more when we feel like we're the same religion. But I do feel like he was a plant. I don't feel like everything was genuine about the dude. I think he was trying to wake up at the end, but I think he was somebody that was a plant, because the history is he was 18 and he started this organization. How many 18-year-olds,
Yeah.
you gonna jump into politics? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like a lot of these, they're groomed. I feel like that's the best way to have leaders. Like elite show us that. That's how we have to be with our kids. Any football player, or if you look at LeBron James' son, anybody, they gotta groom these people to be in the position they in. And it's hard to compete with somebody when they're grooming their kid to like do something. And now we gotta compete with that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. They grow up with all the finances, all the support system, all the mentors and everything, and they setting themselves up to become what they are becoming. And it's gonna be hard when the family member don't got the finances. He might not got the time because he working to be able to try to keep up with that and converse with that. That's why it was hard to, he was a hell of a debater. I ain't even gonna lie to you. Charlie Kirk was a debater.
he was a great debater to you. I think that his points ain't make it fit his narrative, I think that even with one of the most things he was talking about was black on black violence, right?
Mm-hmm.
And everybody would always say 88% of the black on black violence is for black people, but with white people it's the same thing. White on white violence is the same, but they don't count about wars. Like they're not going to bring their statistics and count on if they bomb Gaza or if America go bombs a place. They're going to count that as illegal. That's illegal. I legally did that. Like when I took out Osama bin Laden, I legally did that.
Mm-hmm.
We don't count that. So they'll count us though. Anything we do is counted.
Anything is counted, and I don't think they take into consideration the amount of people that they are, the because they are the majority.
Yeah.
And they just adding up them numbers based upon the act and not the population. You know what I'm saying? That's why I be saying to people that Memphis makes Chicago look like Disney World. When you think about population, it's 8 million people in Chicago. It's 500,000 in Memphis, and they have a more, you know what I'm saying, crimes down there in Memphis. So when you think about the more and less situation, I feel like Caucasians is doing a whole lot more violent acts than black people could possibly do based upon the, you know what I'm saying, the population, the amount of people.
Facts.
Yeah.
But we ain't even got to look at that. I mean, statistics show capital murders is the most that's done by Caucasian, Caucasian people. Now, I'm gonna get into there's some shootings that happen in North Carolina, your city, New Orleans, a little bit of everywhere. I'm gonna play this little clip. Shout out to Tracy Tatum. She said it was some shootings in Michigan, and it was a Moorish church. But I'm gonna let them explain, and we're gonna get into the YCs. We got a new name for these guys.
I like that name too. I like that name. That's hard.
Yeah, we call it the YCs, man. They out here really causing terror.
December 27th, 2025, at approximately 9:30, members of the Southport Police Department were dispatched to cause of shots fired with multiple injuries at the American Fish Company at 150 Yacht Basin Drive here in Southport. Reports came in rapidly of a boat sitting in the waterway. Reports of a subject shooting multiple patrons of the establishment. Unfortunately, 3 were wounded fatally. We have 5 injured that are at area hospitals still receiving care. The boat fled the ICW toward the Oak Island Bridge. Shortly after 10 p.m., the Coast Guard observed a single individual matching the description of the shooter, loading their boat at a public boat ramp in the area of Northeast 55th Street on Oak Island. Coast Guard crews detained the suspect, who was held at the Oak Island Police Department before being turned over to several members there, including the Southport Police Department, Brunswick County Sheriff's Office, Marine Fisheries, and the Oak Island Police Department. Also the SBI that were assisting us in these various locations. Suspect is a now Max Edge. He's been arrested and charged with 3 counts of first-degree murder, 5 counts of attempted first-degree murder, and 5 counts of assault with a deadly weapon with intent to kill, inflicting serious injury. There are additional charges pending. This is still a very active investigation. But there's a couple of things that I want to point out to you today before I turn it over to some of these individuals behind me. Some facts that we have at this time is that we believe that this was a targeted location. We appear that he acted in what we call a lone wolf. He acted alone. This is highly premeditated from what we're seeing at this time. And we feel there are no other threats to our community, that we do have someone in custody. So that's what's important, that I want the community to know, that we do have someone in custody, and we feel like we have no other threats this time. Still a very active investigation. I want to point that out. We're asking that anyone who was at the establishment last night, those who may have been at the establishment on Friday night, to call our office, the Southport Police Department, at 910-457-7911. Again, when we arrived last night, it was a very chaotic scene. We had people that had fled the scene before officers were arriving. We did have some injured that walked into our local hospital here on Howe Street. So we are still trying to get these folks in. We need to talk to them. Anyone who may have video of the incident, we're asking you to reach out to our police department. Again, call us at 910-457-7911. We understand this suspect identifies as a combat veteran. He self-identifies injured in the line of duty is what he's saying. He suffers from PTSD. We want to point those facts out. But again, the bottom line is that I want to assure our community that we feel like we do have our suspect in custody. And again, we're asking.
Now, I want to show y'all how he look. You know, I'm sure everybody can imagine, but this is the YC that actually
Man, the YC.
you know,
It was
do it on business.
timestamp Tiffany right in her thing of what she said about what YCs are, of what I'm thinking, right?
No. She a little off on that. You know, the
We
C
talking
stands
about
for
saltines.
yeah. The C, just like in the end, you know, we kind of
Yeah. Because I tried to put it up. You see, do you see that comment I tried to put up? What happened? I tried to tell her that they rejected. They're a little spooky on YouTube nowadays. Hey, after we present the conversation, anybody want to call into the show? Call into the number. The number is right up under me. If y'all want to call into the show and discuss the conversation with us.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah.
I call him PC. that's in Florida. That's what. So listen, this the dude. Now check it. It's been a lot of same description, right? So my point is, why do we put so much? Why do they go undetected, Trev? Why is it that so much of this can happen, but we're not doing no National Guard to their communities? They're not trying to really solve this. I mean, eliminate this problem. Schools is getting shot up. What do you think is the problem? Like, what's going on?
I feel like they ain't gonna send the National Guard to that place in North Carolina because that's a beautiful place. It's not crime happening often like how it is in cities where it's happening a lot. And in one place, like in Memphis, Frazier Holmes had 42 murders this year in one neighborhood, fam. So this is just something sporadically. So they ain't gonna send the National Guards. But what I want to say about America is in a crazy state right now, and you know, I was for Trump winning the presidency, to be honest. But when he was, I didn't vote though. I'm an independent. I didn't vote. But when he was in office last time, it was a chaotic time. It was chaos with COVID and all of that. And I knew if he did get back into office, it was going to be chaos again because he is pushing rhetoric and he's speaking in a way that is like, you know, telling people to turn up.
So are you saying he's an agent of chaos?
That's what he is, fam. An agent
Mm.
of chaos. He might be the biggest agent of chaos of all time. But what's
Mm.
crazy, I prefer it in my face than you sneaking and geeking behind my back, acting like everything is sweet when in all reality it's not. That's something that the Democratic Party has been doing for years, making things like everything is okay. Ain't no crime. You get away with everything. We love everybody. We gonna help the LGBTQ and black people, and you're capping in my face. I'd rather you be racist in my face. And I know
Okay.
what I'm up against, fam. I like knowing what I'm up against.
Right. I'm glad you brought that up, Trev, knowing what you up against. And you know, we brought up the Ghetto Informant program.
Mm.
And going what we up against, if you look at history, William O'Neill,
Mm-hmm.
Hart Perry, the people that brought down the black institutions, the Black Panther parties, the Malcolm X,
Mm-hmm.
the government used black people to take them down through programs, COINTELPRO. And if we see the symbols on the screen now, like your Officer Tatum's, your Hodge twins, your Antoine Daniels, these people go publicly out and bash black people, and they're black. You never see no other race doing that. So let's get into this. I want to know what that means to you, the Ghetto Informant program that was pushed. I want you to read that. I sent you that link so we can understand of how they use black people against black people.
You know, I got something I want to respond to that before I
Go
read
ahead.
it because it's on my mind heavy. You know, if we can't unify, and I hate using the word we because we ain't a monolith, but if the people that you have similar interests and intentions with can't unify and create some sort of financial structure to where we don't have to, we talked about it in the back room before we got on the show. We can't create a structure where the morals is up here but the finances is down here, or the finances is up here and the morals is down here. If it ain't a balance, it's gonna be always somebody pulling the strings, keeping you unbalanced. And if they can keep you unbalanced, they can make you do anything or try to put you in a position to have you do what they want you to do or direct you in certain ways that is, and they basically controlling you. And ain't nothing you can do about it if you don't have that balance in your life. And if you don't have that balance with the people around you that have similar interests and similar intentions as you. That's just my opinion though, fam. I don't know if I'm right
No,
or wrong.
no. I like your opinion, but I want to ask you something. We finna get into the stats, but we know it was 7,000 people. So let's just say the government was gonna pay 7,000 people right now to let them know about any black liberation groups or any people that's trying to unite people to come together. Is a person, how wrong is that person for accepting that money, knowing that it's the destruction of their people just to get paid and pay their bills? How is that? Is that disgraceful? Is that embarrassing to the culture?
It's horrible.
Horrible,
At the
right?
end, it's horrendous. I can't even think of a word bad enough
To
to say
use
what
for
that
that.
is. Yeah, but we in this society of capitalism. We in this society where finances is more important than a life. We're in this society to where if you are organizing something, everything better be legit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? There better not be no cracks in the hole to where somebody can infiltrate you. Everybody got to be standing on legit business, and we got to be able to protect ourselves at the same time. So nobody can infiltrate what we got going on. But what's crazy is that the balance, back to the balance, fam. If the balance is off, you know, you got to keep it quiet and keep your thing tight because
Yeah.
it's a way they'll get in there. They'll get it. So how would they get in there? The person with no finances but has all the morals. They'll bring their morals down a little bit if you're willing to give them a piece.
Compromise, yeah.
Yeah, if the
Mhm.
person with all the money with no morals, I don't know how they could get them with the money. Take their money away. Take their money
Yeah.
away, or do something to them to hinder their finances, and then they'll just they it's always a way to get in to people to get them to have control over individuals, even millionaires. You know, because we see people compromising themselves on these shows and things right now, and people losing their jobs and willing to do anything, settling out in court when they wrong and stuff. So, you know, I don't know what it would take, fam, to be honest with you.
Right. Let's read that and I want to ask you a question about the modern day government informant program. Like, what are they doing today, right now? And I'm gonna let you understand how I feel on who are the people that I would say that's in that kind of program right now, you know. But
Okay, so I'm gonna read it. You informed me on this, and I didn't know anything about it though. The Ghetto Informant program, and anybody that's watching the show, if y'all want to call into the show and further the discussion with me and Water, let's make it happen, and we would appreciate you. You see the number right up underwater. The Ghetto Informant program (GIP) was a controversial domestic intelligence operation run by the FBI from 1967 to 1973. The program recruited more than 7,000 people to act as informants and gather information on perceived civil unrest in predominantly poor Black communities across the United States. So, part of a larger campaign, the GIP ran concurrently with the FBI's broader COINTELPRO program, which was dedicated to disrupting the civil rights movement. Targeting individuals and groups, informants monitored influential civil rights figures. The broad scope of infiltration was used informants as listing posts for blanketed surveillance targeting individuals likely to have information about ghetto happenings.
mm, so there you go. So 7,000 people, man. Now we living in a new age now. So I would think it's more on the influence part. If they had some type of program out now, I would say if you are willing to bash Black people online, it's money to be made. You get what I mean? People want to hear that from Black people. Even looking at Candace Owens, we're gonna get into her, but Black people seems to be the one who can call stuff out, or they need to have really a face on them. You get what I'm saying? I don't know what it is. I think a Black person just is so much more powerful, or they put in position the power to be saying all of these things.
Mhm.
Your take on this ghetto informant program? If it was some type of ghetto informant program going on today, how would that look like to you? What would you think the people would be doing to be perpetuating this type of situation of GIP?
You know, I think people are willing participants, fam.
Mm.
They want to be a part of the program. Shit.
I
Like,
can't wait.
I think people want to be a part of the Illuminati and the Freemasons.
Right.
They like, sign me up, man. Where the money at? I'm tired of working. Or I'm tired of dealing with this. I want to sit in the house, get cute, and get on the computer and talk foolishness all day. That's what people doing. I feel
Mm.
like.
Yeah.
But influence is powerful now, because when you talk, you sway people's thought process. People now are listening to individuals talk more nowadays. Folks ain't even riding around listening to music like they used to. People are riding around listening to podcasts and conversations,
For
and
real.
they altering their thoughts. And I try to be cautious about the things that I say, because I know, you know, this microphone is powerful, and I don't want to lead nobody down the wrong path, or lead nobody into being this in any type of disruptive way. But I know I can say some foolish things also. It's just that when I think about people that are influential and people are following and people are clicking on every video they do, man, they paying those folks, man. Them folks ain't even worried about YouTube views or none of that. Them folks getting paid, man. And they are monetizing black. Everybody talking about black culture like the Hodge twins. Every video they do is about black. Nick Fuentes, you know, he's always talking about black. Why
Yeah.
be concerned with something that you ain't even dealing with, that you ain't even have to know, you know what I'm saying? You don't have to go to all communities. Why are you always talking about what we got going on, fam?
This is what I'm saying. Yep. And that's what lets me know I see patterns. I just recognize patterns and I speak on it. And the patterns of the Officer Tatum's, you know, anybody that's in that conservative field, that seems like they game plan. Shout out to Jarvis Coleman, but he said that drill music artists are ghetto informants. I got a
I
question
agree.
for you. Gang members, gang bangers, people who are in gangs, who does that benefit the most? Who does gangs benefit the most?
Because it don't benefit the gang members. It don't
Right.
benefit the community. Uh, I don't know who, you know, it benefits at all, fam. You got to inform me on this so I can.
So most people would say, you know, gangs is benefited by the, you know, the justice system. Because if you see the prison industry is gang, you know, everybody pretty much when you go into prison, from what you hear, is gang culture. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
You got to either join a gang or, you know, it's more serious in there. So gangs, we got the gangs, and when you go to jail, like Jarvis said, drill music artists are ghetto informants. So could we say, right? Because this is the pool that the government have to choose from. They can choose from rappers, they could choose from gang members, or they could choose from people that's in the jail. You get me?
Mm-hmm.
These are the people that's at their, you know, at their leisure to use and do whatever they want to do
I
with.
feel you warming me up
I
to
want
pause.
right. So could we say that these industries is benefited by them? They use these industries against us, gang members, rappers, people who go to jail.
You know, it was at one point in time in my life when I was in the street, you know,
Mm-hmm.
I had to choose. It was my first time getting in trouble.
Mm-hmm.
Either I pay these fines. Man, I don't even want to say it on her, but they charged me. My lawyer charged me $30,000 for 3.5 grams of a substance, and they was trying to link me to a conspiracy. So one lawyer I paid 7,500. He told me to tell. I said, no,
Mm.
I ain't doing that. I love my partners and all of this and that. And the other lawyer knew I had the bread. He said, I need 30. This is your first offense, and you only got to go to court. You'll get probation. So I
Right.
made the payments and paid him the 30. But the reason I brought that up is because, you know, you were saying who it benefits and who they use. You know, they're using people that is dealing with consequences and dealing with circumstances that has them not thinking clear at the moment. And as long as you can keep people divided, that's why unity is so important. Long as you can keep people disgruntled, divided, and arguing over foolishness. Because I feel like, you know, the right and the left, the conservative and liberal, the Democrat and Republicans, I think that shit foolishness, fam. It's no different from the Bloods and the Crips to me. It's red, it's blue,
Mhm.
it's gangs,
Right.
it's this and that. Just like I feel like, you know, some people are part of sororities and fraternities. You know, the government system is benefits off of division, just
Yeah.
like black and white. You know, I love us being FBA and all of that and identifying with who we are, but I hate the fact that black and white is a dividing tactic. It's a social construct. It's something that they use to keep human beings first divided. So that's
Yeah.
this is my thoughts on it, fam.
Yeah. Yeah. No, no. Now, I do feel like it's a tactic used, and racism is the first line of defense for the higher up. So that racism because you know you got the haves and the have-nots, but both of them being pimped, in my opinion. But it's a lot of talk with Officer Tatum. When we were just talking about the government, we was talking about the you brought up a point of rappers, gang members, and people in jail. I brought that up just to say that just in history, we show that how the police officer can use them, but I don't agree with that. I think it should be a ban where you can't get people in trouble to get other people in trouble. I don't even think it's a conflict of interest to me.
Who came up with that idea? I'm sorry to cut you off, but whoever came up with that idea was a mastermind.
Yeah, it wasn't matter because it'll never stop. You know, it's like look at 6ix9ine. You know, you could go out and do something and you can just get other people involved, and now you can keep doing it again. I mean, it's just I don't think there's no accountability on the, you know, if you did something wrong, you got to do your time to me. If you did something to my family member or somebody did something to your family member, I don't care who you snitch on. I don't care if you snitch on, you know, I want you to be accountable for whatever you did. And we don't have that with the justice system right now. So it's like, what are we doing?
You can't hold people accountable when you prioritize finances over human beings. That's why the capitalist system is something. What you think about, like, because I talked about it on a recent show, embracing capitalism and not embracing it, because your morals is going to come into play when you are creating a business or a structure, putting people to work, and you absolutely doing nothing. You're utilizing other individuals' time for your profitable gain. Time, life, you know.
I think we have to have capitalism. I mean, capitalist. It's just we got to structure it better. I think that our ancestors probably could have done it a way different than how we see the European descent doing it, and how we got fed it. But I think it is a way that where you could still, you know, have capitalists, but still have morals with what you're doing, you know, and making the money and how people are working. But it is a problem, and I think that's come from the, you know, the empires. You got the British empires. That's, you know, they'll come to your town and tear it down, and you got to pay us. You got to pay taxes. This is that kind of lifestyle of that, you know, that barbaric lifestyle of, look, I'm taking over, and it's just what we got to deal with right now, you know.
I wish it could be a different structure and something different that could come about. But I think as I get older, right, I'm starting to care less because I know my time is short. I want better for people, you know what I'm saying, that come after me or whatever. But I know my time is short in life. I'm 45. I know I ain't, you know, I ain't gonna be here forever. I probably got 25, 30 more years. Is something gonna drastically change within that time? Is there gonna be a new financial structure or a new financial system within that time span? I don't think so. So I gotta choose. Am I gonna be involved or am I not gonna be involved? And I'm gonna suffer at an older age. So people got to think about that also. It's just that I don't know, fam. It is it's a crazy system though, but I feel like, you know, if you don't want to struggle or you don't want your loved ones to struggle, it's something that a person need to embrace.
Most definitely. Most definitely. Now, Candace Owens, man, you know, we've been talking a little bit about Candace Owens. I've seen some videos you did about Candace Owens that had went viral before on your channel.
That's I used to rock with Candace heavy.
Yeah, used to rock with Candace heavy. Now, Candace is a great investigator, but a lot of people want to know, or they want to know, is Candace one of us? Okay. Is she on the same team as we are? We do see her fighting. We do see her going to war with them people, but we also see her standing on the same side of them people. It's like you can kind of be like, you'll kind of get confused a little bit, but how you feel? What's your take on that? Now she's still a sister. I didn't like how that white dude, what's his name? I sent you that video. How he was calling out her name and all of that.
Dick Fuentes or Michael Rappaport.
Michael Rappaport, yeah, the optics ain't look good. I didn't like that. He was calling her a monkey, a B word. Like,
yeah,
I ain't like that. I ain't like that. But how you feel about Candace Owens and her take on the black community? How do you feel like the community feels about her? And I'll tell you what I think.
I feel like the community is conflicted when it comes to Candace Owens, just like I'm conflicted. She is an orator. She speaks fluently about topics, and she is very skilled at what she speaks about. But if I look at you know, who she's embracing, if I look at who she talks to and talks about, she is concerned about the white folk business. She ain't talking about nothing or highlighting anything positive that we doing. When like that's what trips me out about the conservative people, because I feel like majority of black people are conservative. Because we're not conservative by choice, we conservative by force. We had to learn how to conserve to survive. That's just how I feel. And I could be wrong, if somebody could correct me in that though. But Candace Owens is too concerned about those white folks' business. When I think about, you was talking about Officer Tatum and Tom Daniels, all of these people, the Hodge twins, the black folks that's conservative. When do they speak positively ever about black people?
Never.
Or if anything that we do positive, they never speak about it. They never highlight the positive.
Yeah.
Even if they do highlight the positive, they will speak bad about something. They'll find something bad within the positive, because that's their perspective of it. And man, she done married this. She married, you have it. I feel like, I want to keep. I'm just like the white buddy that created the community in Arkansas. I want to keep the race. I love black women. I'm married to a beautiful chocolate black baby. I love black women. I ain't never even entertained the foolishness with another sex person. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Do what they want to do, but I want to keep it pure though, fam. And Buddy they are informants as well. I don't think he capping, but we don't got no proof of that. So.
No, they do. No, I mean, you can be an informant nowadays by, like you said, being a willing participant. You don't got to sign up with them people at all. They don't got to. You want to get chosen. You like a woman. You just, you want to get chosen. You want to wear the nastiest outfit, go to the club. You want that attention. You want somebody to say, hey, come home with. You know what I'm saying? That's how I feel with some of these black people. They're like prostitutes. They're trying to put themselves out there.
Sign me up.
Sign me up.
That's how Candace is too concerned. Like, I remember at one point in time, and I want you to pull some of the comments up so we can acknowledge the people that's commenting, found. I remember one time Candace was talking about trending topics and the things that was trending. Now she's straight like investigating mode. Why do you even care if the lady in the UK used to be a man? Why does that even matter? You know what I'm saying? You all about exposing people. That's just weird to me, fam. Let me read Jarvis' comment. He said, "I'm not conflicted. I know what she is." That's facts, Jarvis. We might need you to call into the show, man. Candy is going to get her nigga wake up call real soon. And you know what's crazy? I wanted to say, and I forgot to say it. It was about 5-10 minutes ago when we was talking about, people monetizing black. You can disrespect black people on the internet and it not affect your channel. You can say nigga, talk crazy about George Floyd and won't get no copyright strike. Talk crazy about black people on YouTube or whatever, or on any platform, and nothing happened to your content. But soon as you talk about You know what I'm saying? A political person, Trump, Charlie Kirk, the small hats, you
Yeah,
know, it's a problem. They
big
demonetize your
problem.
show. But why is it so we can talk about black people so effortlessly though?
Right, because that's what the higher ups like to listen to or like to watch. I think that's, it got to be some sense of the algorithm. I think the algorithm, like, they may put that in the algorithm to make you get more views. But with Candace Owens, I see a woman that don't like herself.
Mm,
I see a woman that, you know what I mean? She don't like herself, you know?
mm,
She don't like how she look. She don't like the history and where she come from, and the importance of that and that melanin. And I feel like those are the ones. Officer Tatum, I see that in him. I see a guy that don't like himself. He don't
mhm.
like the way he looks. I don't know if people can see it, but that's how I look at them. Is like there's somebody that just don't like their own people. You know what I mean? They don't like the look. They don't like it. But for you being another culture, I don't know how another culture can respect that. How do you feel about some of these people? Do you feel like they really like to recognize as being white, or really see themselves as a Caucasian person?
Uh that's a tough one right there because I can't prove it. But based upon the actions, the who you attracted to, the way that you dress yourself, the way that you talk, and you talk bad about people that talk the way that I may talk or the way I may articulate myself. I've gotten better over time. I used to be super country, fam, and I embrace being country. But you know, I feel as if she may the way that she wear her hair. You know what I'm saying? The way that the people carry themselves, you can tell if they like themselves or not. The way the people who they converse with or hang around. Because
Yeah,
when you see people she's interviewing on her show, they all agree with what she agree with. It's never nobody that she disagree with.
disagree. Yeah,
It's always a Caucasian individual that she identifies with as understanding them. So you got a point there though, but I can't prove it, so I don't want to say it because I can't prove it. But you got a point there. She appears as if she doesn't like herself. One thing that I do, I embrace who I am and my lineage and my culture. I know that I'm foundational to America. I know that I'm getting older. I got gray. I ain't dyeing my beard, man. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? I don't
Right.
person. If I got these naps out today, they just out.
Hmm. It is what it is. You love yourself, right?
Yeah,
However that is, and I respect that to people though. I respect somebody who love that, and I think as Black people, we got to get back to that. We got to get back to, you know, I seen a video where it's people in China that's like they trying to get waves in their hair like Black people. It's like people all around the world try to adapt and copy what we're doing. So to see Black people copying and want to put other hair in their hair and just a whole bunch, it's crazy to me when you know the history. You know what I mean?
that's facts. Because why we are the leaders in culture and in creativity and in influence. Why are we following other people just because they may seem as if they more financially stable or whatever, or they may seem you may feel as if they better than your people or whatever. It's foul to me, fam. That's all
Yeah.
I can say about that. But you brought something to my attention and made me think. I recently deleted my Facebook page. And this wasn't the sole reason, but I seen some Africans twerking, fam. I was like, where did they get that from? Like you in the
Mm.
they in the jungle and where the
Yeah, juggle out there.
twerking.
Yeah. Right.
Where did y'all see that at? The influence is powerful, fam.
So powerful, man. And we'll give it away. We'll go one up. act like we somebody else. And it's like, man, it's just we got to get back to, knowing who we are and being powerful.
That's
But
the main thing.
Candace Owens, I think we covered that. We had Meek Mill.
Can we go to something else first though, fam? I want to go to something else first because we was talking about, can you pull that up on the screen, fam, whenever you get time? We was talking about lineage and loving ourselves and history and
Right.
culture and just black people in general. I want to play this clip and I want to know your thoughts on this, Water.
Let's
I
get it.
seen this on my OG show, the Star Report. I always give Star, credit.
Salute the Star, man. You always be telling me
Yeah.
about him, and I be watching him. He be up on his game for sure.
That's my dog, a buddy 60 years old, man, kicking the shit. I seen this on his show, and this is an African tribe camping in Scottish woods. They saying this is all original turf. This is all original land. And this is what they standing on. Let's play a little bit of the clip. Tell me to pause it when you want to speak to, because it's kind of a long clip and we can intertwine in it when something interesting is being said. Let's get to it though, War.
African tribe who are camping in the woodlands in the Scottish borders are refusing to leave despite an eviction notice from the local council. They've been calling themselves the Kingdom of Kubala and have set up camp close to the town of Jedburgh. The deadline for them to move from the site is midday today. Our Scotland correspondent Conor Gillis is there for us. Conor, it's such an extraordinary story, isn't it? Explain who this tribe are, where they've come from, and why they're living in the rather chilly, I imagine, surrounds of Jedburgh at the moment.
Yeah, good morning, Jane. This is certainly up there with one of the most bizarre tales that we will tell you today on Sky News. Welcome to the so-called Kingdom of Kubala, the place, the location here in the Scottish borders in the town of Jedburgh, where a self-proclaimed African tribe are here. They are saying they are reclaiming land taken from their ancestors 400 years ago, and they have set up camp. They have set up life here by all intents and purposes. You see the tents where the three members of this community have been living, and they call themselves the King, the Queen and the Handmaiden, three members of this community. And it has become somewhat of a spectacle here in Scotland over the past few months. Clearly, this is a very unusual sight anywhere, but certainly here in this small town of the Scottish borders has proved quite controversial. Let's get a sense as to why the so-called tribe are here. Let's speak to the man calling himself the King of the Kingdom of Kubala. Good morning. Thanks for your time on Sky News. What is the reason for you being here, sir?
The prophecy must be fulfilled. The reclaim of the land which belongs to our forefathers. I am the King of Kubala, and I have come to reclaim my heritage, the lost tribe and the lost land for my ancestors.
You're on land, though, that does not belong to you. It belongs to Scottish Borders Council. They want you out.
The land and the earth belongs to the creator of the heavens and the earth. No one belongs to the earth apart from the Kingdom of Kubala. The skies, the earth is for the Kingdom of Kubala, and we have come to stay.
Hello, madam. The council are saying that this cannot continue. You need to get off their land, and this is not something that is sustainable. What do you say in response to that?
What do you say? You have to get off of their land. Fam, it's good, fam. I want to see how this but I definitely do feel like we do got parts of the land that was ours that definitely was raw. I ain't gonna sit here and act like that. But I don't know about this, man.
What's interesting to me about this is that, I think about me being a realtor, fam, and knowing about land, and who thought to monetize God's assets that he gave to, you know what I'm saying? His
water, right. Right.
Who
That was a
thought
great.
to monetize God's assets and take land from people that where they originally came from? And if this, like black and white, we've been talking about race and it's a social construct and everything. People need to figure out the original tribe that they come from.
Yeah.
If people really believe in the Bible and all of that, and the 12 tribes of Israel, and you know what I'm saying, their real lineage and all of that.
Their
What
real religion. Their real religion.
Yeah, like me and you both are vegans, fam. I
Hmm.
I go to the root of things, or I try my best to go to the root of things. That's like I eat like that also, so I think like that, I create like that,
Hmm.
and I try to go to the root of things. And this is interesting that these people saying this is our original land and we are a tribe. Let's keep playing it and see what the lady say, fam.
We only follow the laws of the Creator who has given this land to us. It already belongs to us. It was the land of black people, Jacobites, 400 years ago, before they were deported from this land.
We have come to reclaim our heritage.
Exactly.
This is our land. No one should be able to tell us to leave this land which belongs to our forefathers. We are the true Jacobites. We are the Highlanders.
The law says, though, that you must leave.
The Creator is who we listen to. There is no man-made law which is bigger than the Creator of the heavens and the earth. His laws is our precepts and what we walk with.
So you are planning to stay here for the foreseeable future. You won't be leaving, is that right?
Our tribes are coming. The rest of the people are coming from all the four corners of the earth, from Trinidad and Tobago, from Jamaica, from Suriname, and they are coming back to their own land. This is the land of the people, not for Edomites. This is the land for black people, and they are coming back home.
Let me just speak to the lady here. You are calling yourself the handmaiden in this camp. What does that mean? What's your role, and why are you here?
I am the handmaiden, and my role is to do all the housework, most of the housework. Obviously, we all put in every area, but if the chores aren't done, if the tent isn't clean, if the camp, if everything is not where it needs to be, I am held responsible. In the kingdom, in the palace, if everything is not tidy, if everything is not where the queen wants it to be, then I am responsible for training the maids and the handmaids.
Is that something of?
We don't have to listen to much more of that video, fam. That is enough of the
That's
information
enough.
we needed. I was googling what the Jacobites was, and everything ain't accurate through Google, but they were a political movement supporting the exiled Stuart King, James II of England, and James II of Scotland, and his descendants in their efforts to restore the Stuart dynasty to the British throne after the Glorious Revolution of 1688. The Jacobites come from the Latin word Jacobus for James. The movement encompassed a series of failed uprisings known as the Jacobite Risings and significant battles like Culloden of 1746, supported by various people in Scotland, Ireland, Wales, and North England. Um, you know, it's crazy when I think about the 12 tribes of Israel and just people identifying with their original lineage. I need to do some research on me also,
Definitely.
because it's,
I
it-
want.
it's crazy.
I wanna. I'm so glad you played that of them returning to their land, because that was right on what I was. I was trying to about Delbert Blair. I'm gonna play a little short clip of some things that he was saying, and it aligns right what you talking about with
Mhm.
this land stuff. I'm gonna play this short. It's not long at all, but I want to get your opinion on what you think about Delbert Blair. And
Mhm.
he was powerful, had powerful messages for us. I'm gonna play this one where he calls it the return of the gods.
Mhm.
And I want to know what you think about that, fam.
Okay.
Now, have you ever heard you never heard of Delbert Blair, huh?
Mm-mm.
At least that's good. Like, putting you on there. This is the brother right here. Let's go in and hear what he said. The return of the gods. Check this out.
It profits now the knell of the death bell. For it means that if our planet can take in new energy, and if the electromagnetic field or frequency barrier can be altered so that higher frequencies can come in, and that pineal gland kicks in, then you will be once again in tune with your planet. And mankind, having no soul, having only the ability to report to the Lord God Master, will go crazy and begin to dysfunction and do crazy things. Human, who is part of both, will begin to question and try to follow its higher source, and the whole thing will lead to tremendous wars or tremendous conflagrations. The war will last no time if the sons of God can awaken to who they are. Because once they get in tune with the planetary head, the planet will do whatever they as a unit ask for. That is what some of the Yoruba people understood, what the magicians understand, and in a small way try once more to get in frequency with the slower heavens just above where they live or on their continent, or the elemental kingdom can obey. It was meant that the sons of God, being of the seed of angels, didn't have to even do that. They could summon, they could call forth, they could put aside. But before any of that could be done, they had to first come into the consciousness and frequency of who they were. Again, I kind of repeat what I said when I was here before. This summer, you will hear, and starting this summer, probably for the next 3 years, about the sunspot activity being on the increase. You'll begin to hear more again about solar activity, prominences, all types of energy from the sun that will be very harmful. You'll hear about ultraviolet light burning tissue and melanomas and carcinomas affecting the blood and the skin of people on earth. For the sons of God who have an active pineal, that will be a day of blessing, for it will not affect you. You will not be burned, you will simply darken, and the melanin growing, it's almost like a vicious cycle to make you more and more powerful. As they get cancers of the skin and glands, you will get glands beginning to awaken and throwing out the frequencies that are not good and reconnecting the DNA molecules that were separated. For at one time we had 12 strands of DNA, now we have 2. How could we function as an advanced God or being when we don't even have the right hookup? We can't go to 220. We've got to stay at 110, 120. That will activate the glands to begin to work on the molecules of the cells, and the cell's DNA will begin to unite. What they call junk DNA is not junk DNA. It is where it all got blasted apart, and now, like an amoeba, it will be coming together again, and each cell in your body, blueprint, will begin to vibrate faster as you become once what you were, the true sons of the God. For man to be man at this time, man must understand his feminine counterpart that is within him, his animal counterpart that is within him, the angel and God counterpart that is within him, and his own soul blueprint, which is him. That's why you will find people undergoing hypnosis, past life recall, flashbacks of things and intuitively that they didn't know happened, but they'll begin to see their past lives come forth. People that they meet that they'll be drawn to and they don't know why. Places that they'll go and they'll go to and they don't know why. But each time you'll find that there's a benefit that comes when you follow that mind, because it will be something of an experience that will help to reawaken you. You must remember who you were. You must work with the DNAs in order for the DNAs to begin to entwine together. We speak of the tetragrammaton, which of course Jewish people cannot affirm. They will not say the name Yahweh. They will not say Yad-Heh-Vav-Heh. They will not say any of those things because they were not the chosen for this energy. They were usurpers and interpreters of the books of magic without the soul to contend with them. But the soulless ones and the soul ones were both asleep. Now, when we understand that as this pineal gland flashes more and more, as the pyramid begins to also begin to give off sound and the Sphinx begins to vibrate, that is only a sign that the sons of God are calling forth their fathers and the angels are now being summoned to return. When they come back, the sky will be full of spaceships. Some are already there and seen by those who can see in that frequency, others never see them. When that happens, all granite formations in, on, and around our Earth will begin to give off sounds and vibrations. It will be a sign. With that will increase mighty earthquake and volcanic activity. It has to be that way. And if you happen to live on a fault line, you best move. If you hold back further the retardation of this planet, you are not serving the planet, and the planet cannot serve you.
All right, he finna really get in depth. There's only 3 more minutes left of it. You know, anything you wanna you caught, Trev, before we keep going?
You know, he said a lot, and I had to take notes of some of the things that he said, because he said who you were before, who you are now. So what he's saying is basically that we have lived multiple lives. And I want to ask people, do people really believe that? Like, we die and come back, and we die and come back. He also spoke about something that I talk about a lot on my channel too. And this is not no supportive of LGBTQ mentality or whatever though, but I feel like every human being has feminine and masculine energy within them.
Oh, don't start that now, man. Don't start. No, go ahead.
You played the video, fam. He just said it.
Yeah. Let me
He just said it.
Yeah, he said the feminine. I thought he meant the lady though. I ain't think he meant.
Nah, he said that you a man.
Yeah.
He was speaking about man. You gotta. He said embrace the feminine energy within you.
Okay,
So,
all right, we're gonna pass that. Anything else? Anything?
oh, nah, hey, you played it, fam. So,
Yeah, I played it, but yeah, you got that. Let me play it and let him finish. It's only 3 more minutes because he gonna get deep.
You'll always be told once you're a psychic when to move on and what to avoid. And the more you come in tune with the lines of force coming into our planet, the more will be your radio that is built in that will operate, and you will just know what to do or what to avoid. You'll know who to trust and who to accept. You'll know when you're powerful and when you're weak, and you'll know what to do to increase either one. The thing is, will you follow that inner voice and that inner sign? To conclude the part of the man lecture, man is separate from mankind, who is an invention by the Lord God. The Lord God is a planetary ruler, and each planet has rulers, and this one went a little bit berserk because of things that happened, which we'd have to talk about, which is under the science called cosmology. It has nothing to do with the first cause, God, a creator. Please do not say that I said that. We're talking about advanced beings who from time to time see the planet and from time to time even interfere with the planet, and now they must move on. The creation that was here, that went through all of this, will be double rewarded, because the souls that choose to incarnate at this time, which we call children, and have incarnated for the last 40 years, the advanced triggers, now will be rewarded for what they came here and suffered greatly through to get the job done and to show again that the angels could return. Children are our key. That's why the state wants to run your children, disrupt your home, and do everything it can to stop that soul from awakening and being the mighty army that they were sent here to be. This is where we must talk to women and mothers. We must talk to the man, however, because in many cases it is the boy child that is the one that will carry forth the great ruler out of which his continents will come, that the angels will walk through and work through, and whose chamber will awaken just as the Sphinx and pyramid is awakening. Let me just say this as I conclude the first part. They not only have found the same Sphinx on Mars, as the Zulu also told you, but on the moon, on Jupiter, and everywhere they go, the same Sphinx stares them back. The sons of God did not just come to the earth. They are the masters of our solar system and our constellation. Just as in Star Wars there was wars between the good and bad, there was a war here on earth. They hid that book from the Bible, the Wars of the Lords. They hid all of the things that would let you begin to understand that you were different from the other races of earth, and earth was your home, not theirs. But now that you can come into consciousness, you won't have to worry about getting out in the street with AKAs, going out in the street and shooting them up. You can carry more power that will stop any bullets from being fired. You can cause earthquakes to happen or not. You can cause fire to actually come from the sky. And I'm not trying to compliment you, because misuse will burn you up too. It's just a simpler way of understanding. As you're beginning to come into your own, certain conditions are necessary. For a soulless mankind.
All right, so fam, that's him, man. Dr. Delbert Blair, one of the greats. What you got to say about that? What you think about that?
I got to get in tune with him because he's a deep thinker, and he's speaking like he knows certain things that he's speaking about actually exist. Because sometimes, I'm a person that likes proof, but what he was saying was interesting about the pineal gland. And I feel like, it's things on earth right now, because I don't know when this video was created or whatever. If I look at it, it looked like an
I think
early
it's 30 years ago. Yeah, 30 years ago. So this guy was speaking that
late 80s.
Yeah.
So the things that he's talking about is awakening in the brain, and he's talking about the pineal gland. But, in today's world, it's so many digital distractions that I don't think people's brain is operating on a higher frequencies, because he's talking about frequencies and things. And I think we are like, I can't think of the word right now. And I think we are like distracted from what we need to be focused on. He's talking about higher frequencies and solar activities and the pineal gland and stuff like that. And he's a very interesting brother, though. What did you take from him, fam, so we can further the discussion from what was
I
being said?
really took, and I want to know what people think about this. He spoke about the melanin in your skin, and you know how it's been a lot of talk about the sun getting hotter and a lot of the problems that we can have with the sun. China was thinking about having a new sun, and he was talking about at one point the sun will be the most dangerous thing to certain individuals or certain people. How do you feel about that? Because I think it's a fact, a known fact, that our skin protects us from the sun. So that's just really what clicked to me. And I'm really, I'm really trying to figure out, like, man, what is it to that?
Have you ever seen a black person get sunburned?
Never.
I just recently did, fam. Like, it tripped me out because I didn't know, why or how is that even possible that a black person can get sunburned. But the melanin is a powerful thing, and what they talking about the sun and stuff, early this year they was talking about putting a globe over the United States or something.
Right. Yeah.
And we living in times where I don't think people understand that white genetic survival is in play. And this could be a reason why they crashing out and talking the way that they're talking on platforms and stuff about creating their own communities and, speaking the way that they speaking out against other races and stuff, because they in survival mode, fam. And that melanin it protects us, but I'm just, you know, he was speaking. I need to get in touch with this guy, like not in touch, but in tune with him. Is he still alive, fam?
I'm not sure he's still alive, but he is one of the great doctors. He's one of our greatest philosophers. A lot of people were saying he was crazy, but he was not a pusher of the Christianity and the religion. He was saying that you are the religion. He was the one that says your skin, your melanin makes you the religion. That's all the religion you need. So that was just different. I'm looking into more of them now, but they were saying that he had a whole different philosophy than the one that we was taught and the one that everybody was pushing on to us.
I be tripping off of Christianity. I want to give a take about religion for a minute before we get to another topic or whatever. I don't follow nothing that man created, like as the gospel.
Right.
It was man-made. Like, why am I putting so much belief in something that man made? Because men always like try to create something to control others.
Right.
Or like, okay, so religion. Think about it. It's different religions. So does that mean it's multiple gods? Or it's multiple, you know what I'm saying? I wish you wouldn't have got into this religion topic. Because
it's good to hear. It's good to hear because this brother is saying something totally different. So it's like we gotta be able to we gotta listen, we gotta be able to be objective. We can't just let somebody tell us this is what our ancestors did for their religion and you follow it. Like we gotta know what we doing. You know what I'm saying? Especially as the people. Now, I'm not gonna say everything this brother right here is saying is right, and this is who we are, but I do feel like, you know, God is an image. We're in the image of God, and we're in God's likeness. So I feel like the God in us is what we need to be definitely focusing on and being a better us. No, Trev, I do not believe that. But yeah, I feel like, you know, there's a God in us, and I feel like it is, you know, he left us with everything we need already, and to do the things that society want us to do with as far as the church and all that. I just think that is monetizing religion, you know what I mean? And it's steering us in a way that it may not be the genuine, authentic, original way that was meant for us. That's all, in my opinion.
Yeah, to me, it's a form of controlling people. That's all I can say. You know, when I think about religion too, if we believe in Christianity and the Jews and all of that old type of stuff, and Jesus being a Jew and all of that, and him being, dang, I heard an echo, him being white or him being black, and the Hebrew Israelites believe this and these people believe this, it's so much confusion that I just don't want to even participate in religion, fam.
Yeah, but that's a way to win too. It's like when you make stuff so confusing, and you know, it's a group of people that they say that do that on purpose. When it's so much confusion, like you said, it's people that's just, you know, it's like it's just too much. Where this could be real simple, real easy to understand and know, but the goal is to make it like that, you know, and so it makes people feel like, you know what, it's too much. I'm gonna give you another one. There was a guy I was watching. He was Nigerian, and he had a Black American was talking about him, and they was talking about politics. Now check this out. The Nigerian guy was talking about the Charlie Kirk case, and the Black American was like, "Why are you so focused on Black American politics?" Now that this Nigerian guy, he's a Christian, number one. He focuses on Black American politics, and he speaks on black crime. And he knows that he has his own religion. He knows that he has his own language. He knows that he has his own everything, but he don't indulge in trying to research into that. He claims Christianity. He he goes at what Black Americans are doing. So it's like we're seeing it being all over the world. They getting the agents all over the world, and they using the same play, So there are people that don't care about their own. They're not trying to learn their own history, and it's right there. They know of it, but they're so indoctrinated with what the white supremacy is, that they're attracted to that, bro. That's why it's easier for them to get someone from another country and come over here, and they're gonna abide a lot better than the blacks that are here. You get what I mean?
Yeah, they're gonna be obedient to
Mhm.
the structure that they have already created. Fam, you said something about white supremacy, and the word supremacy caught my attention. What's popping? Big Blue reacts, man. If you hear anything that interests you during this conversation, man, call into the show. I would highly appreciate it to hear your voice, though, man. But what do you think? I'm gonna give a take. I'll give a take first about what
Go
I
ahead.
think white supremacy is, and then I want to know what you think it is. I think it's a ideology. I think it's internal. I think it ain't nothing tangible or nothing you can touch, or it's not a group of people. It's just a mind frame that we are supreme, and we believe that we supreme, and we better than any other race, and that's what's in our mind. I feel like it's an ideology, and they all share it, and they're gonna prioritize their own because we're supreme before we prioritize anybody else.
Right, but do you like it gets thrown and it gets messed up because would you consider the little hats white supremacists? Would you put them in that same boat?
No.
Right, you get what I'm saying? So the problem is these people are European descent. So even if you see a German or if you see an Italian, they're both Caucasian. They both white, but it's two different cultures. You get what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So you mean to tell me white supremacy is not a connective of all, or is it just only white America? Like, how do you see it? I see it as it's all of it. European. It's just like the British Empire. It's just like the Roman Empire. I think that, it's gonna be a leader in it, but then there's people that could change their name. They could fit into that demographic. You know what I'm saying? It's like it's easy to assemble into. You get what I'm saying? And latch on, even if you other cultures, just how it is with people who come from different parts of the world and they come to America and they black. It's like, okay, everybody just think you black. You get what I mean? But really, black is for America and it's for American people. But you're not. It's a disconnect. You
But
get me?
I don't think that it's a such thing as black supremacy because other ones don't see us, or we ain't willing to go to war with the other black folks, the Jamaicans, the Africans, you know what I'm saying? We ain't willing to go to war. The white supremacist in America, to me, the ideology that they have is that the white folks in America is supreme, and you're gonna align with us or we're gonna kill some shit. I don't think that we have that ideology to go to war about us being supreme. That's
That's good. You said it,
that's
but
why
that go back. Yeah, yeah, I agree. It's definitely no black supremacists, but we definitely ruled at one point in time. I always tell people this. It's a book, man, by Robin Walker. I suggest people get. Black people actually ruled, bro, way longer than white people, way longer than the British Empire and all of that.
I need how did what's crazy? Because I heard people talk about this time. How did the black man lose the power of the world?
I think that with anything, just like right now, right? If you ask me about the empire that's falling right now, I'm gonna tell you an empire is falling and another empire is coming up. It's just that's the name of the game. It's not. It's hard when you got research and people are able to observe something for so long, and for you to keep doing it over and over again. That's
And
the reason why the empires fall, because it's like it's been so repetitive that people are studying these, people are putting up research papers, and it's like at some point, bro, it's not gonna work anymore. It's gonna, you know what I mean? The people are gonna wake up, just like what's gonna happen in America. I believe.
yeah,
I believe that Trump may be the last president. I
they
don't think
they not modifying or changing, because we talked about capitalism. They not changing and altering what they was doing to obtain the leadership. So people gonna get used to what you're doing. I'm hearing you out. I just wanted to, you know what I'm saying?
no.
Peace in it.
Yeah. But shout out what Big Blue React said. It's interesting because I did a video coming out tomorrow where Muhammad
Put it
Ali says
up on the screen, fam, so everybody can see it.
Muhammad Ali says that Italians, Jews are different from white Americans. I believe that they are all different, but white supremacy isn't different. You get me?
It's different.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you why it's different. Why I think it's different.
Right.
I think that they are doing their thing over there, but we are supreme. They feel as if the American whites are supreme. You know, we're the supreme beings. We're the supreme ones. Their mentality is we are supreme. And if you don't align with us, we won't continue to fund you, or we will nuke you, no matter if you white or not. Because they ain't standing with all white unless you obedient. I feel like.
Well, look at Israel and America. I mean, yeah, they not sticking together. I say Russia, but for the most part, fam, governments stick together. You know what I mean? All over the world, in my opinion. You know, I do think it's different, but I just feel like they all know how to come together on the same accord. It don't matter. It's like, you know, they're different, but they're playing on the same team. You get what I'm saying? Where it's like
the leadership is playing on the same team, but the people aren't, though.
The people aren't, you know, but as far as the leaders, as far as, you know, but I do see a lot of white on white crime. It is a lot. That's why I feel like it's, you know, empires falling. It's something that's happening, you know, with the Charlie Kirk getting shot. It's something going on with power that I think is going to fall off.
That's hidden also. And I feel like Trump being in office, it exposes the chaos that was kind of hidden while the Democrats was in office, making things look as if everything was okay, though. But I feel like it was hidden, man, when they was in office. And now that Trump is in office, the chaos is just present, and it's right there in our face. Let's pull Mama Lisa up on the screen. I want to read
Mama Lisa, man, always showing support.
Salute to Mama Lisa. The word religion is a made-up word, don't exist in the Bible. That's facts too.
That's crazy. But did you hear when Dr. Delbert Blair said that people from Israel can't say Yahweh?
Because that's the original name, ain't it?
Right.
Yeah.
But you see how, you know what I mean? How they can't say that word because it's going to it like throws off their whole meaning. You know what I'm saying?
You know, it's something about what Mama Lisa said that caught my attention, because I used to go to like Bible study and stuff with a whole bunch of people it was a non-denominational church, but we was reading the Christian Bible and all of that. And I always, my whole life, not wanted to be a religious individual. And I used to always question and talk about it and stuff. And it's a scripture in the Bible that I don't know where it's at, but it's like that Jesus did not like hypocritical leaders that tried to create some sort of structure or religion. It's a scripture on that. You know, he didn't like people who was leading people to organize against or view other people as different from, you know what I'm saying, what he created to supposed to be the whole. You know, because
Mm.
now if we are believers of this religion thing, did he die on the cross for all people, or did he die on the cross for his people?
Right. That's what I'm saying, man, because they made Jesus a white Jesus. So that already showing that it was some manipulation going on. You get me?
Mm-hmm.
For them to do that, that already show you something ain't right. They tried to play with us.
Yeah.
And you get me? Just to do that alone, just to make the man another color, it wants you to. So that's how I feel, man. I just feel like it's tough. Do you want to see me writing in the cat?
Most definitely,
Yeah,
Mama Lisa.
definitely.
Please write in the chat. Please call into the show. We want to hear your voice. I do anyway.
For real.
I would love to hear her
Definitely
voice
do.
and her give a perspective on what she think about the topics at hand.
Yeah, Mama Lisa, go ahead and call in now. We ain't hear you in a while too, so that'll be perfect.
Yeah, because I only got one more topic left, or two more topics, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And we handling the business.
So what we got next, man? We touched that religion topic. I brought up this, man. I know Dr. Delbert Blair. I suggest everybody look up him
Oh,
and
I'm gonna be on
yeah,
on that.
he's
I'm
one of the
definitely gonna be on that. What you think
definitely.
about reform? You know, because I wanted to pull this Meek Mill reform efforts and his alliance and him aligning with these billionaires to create this some sort of reforming prisoners from over sentencing and things like that. Because I feel like, you know, I don't like violence, fam, and I don't like guns. And we're gonna get into the gun conversation too, fam.
Mm-hmm.
I want you to lead me into the gun conversation. And I think this all ties in together with the reform
Yeah,
and gun conversation. So what did you have on guns, first of all, before we get into the Meat Mill thing?
guns. So here in Florida, we have it now to where you can walk around with your gun. You know, it's an open carry state right now. But what I wanted to let a lot of people know is at the same time, you got people, you got other countries that's just releasing these laser weapons that they releasing right now in 2025. Laser energy weapons. I'm gonna get into that, but I think that the bullets and everything that we are carrying around is outdated, and that's why the laws is going to get more loose on it, because you know I'll show y'all some videos of what some lasers is doing.
They got to issue in the new weaponry.
Yeah, you're outdated. You got all of these rounds, you got switches, but they got stuff now that they can kill something and it only costs them $5.
They can zap somebody with something.
Zap somebody real quick, and that's where we going at. And you got some stuff is handheld. So I mean, a lot of people that think I'm talking about guns, but in the next 3 to probably 5 years, guns will be obsolete, bro.
I've been saying that, you know, the military has something that they not speaking of, weaponry. And it's some sort of technology. They done brought the iPhone out. It got people so hypnotized by Apple products, got people so hypnotized that they creating things behind the scenes that we don't know nothing about, clearly.
Yeah.
And to be honest with you, man, I dislike guns a lot, fam. I'm not an advocate for guns. I know a lot of people talk like we gotta have guns, we gotta protect ourselves and all of this stuff though. But I'm traumatized from certain things that I've seen growing up in the neighborhood I grew up in with gun violence and stuff, fam. It's like I can't stand guns. I wish we could do away with all that old type of stuff, but it's impossible now because in America, it's more guns on the streets than it is human beings.
Dang.
Way more too.
Like way more.
Yeah.
Man, it's people that got 4-5 guns, you know, at one house. It's the amount of ammunition. But the problem is, I'm gonna tell people that it's a lot of what happened when we get the laser. Like it's gonna get, you know, I'm saying that the bullets is outdated, but here, I'm gonna show you the countries. It says laser energy weapons are advanced direct energy weapons that are used a focused beam of light to produce effects ranging from non-lethal dazzle to lethal destruction, with advantages including cost effectiveness and a virtually unlimited number of shots. These systems require a clear line of sight and are susceptible to atmospheric conditions like fog and rain. Despite limitations, countries like the US, the UK are very actively researching and deploying these systems with potential applications in defending ships from drones and missiles. So that's what we looking at in the future. So I mean, any of that other stuff that they talking about, I don't know what you doing. You outdated to
They
me.
turning this into Star Wars, I heard, man. Like, I'm gonna tell you what's crazy about this too, by me looking at these pictures, these images that you showing. Don't play no video, fam, because I don't know, you know, they might do too much to the content if you play a video. But I feel like, you know, man, we living in crazy times, fam. And once they can make this at a cheap price and make it to where it's a monetizable asset, because like we've been saying throughout this whole episode about capitalism, you know, finances is more important than a human being life. So when they can create this and have this in the gas station for sale and have these weapons, you know, in Walgreens and Walmart for sale for the low, you don't think they're gonna put them out there? They're gonna put them out there.
You can make it. There are already people in the United States that's it's light. It's really a beam of light that's being so concentrated that it turns into a weapon. So that's what I'm saying. You got kids that is experimenting with this light right now to this day, you know. So I just think it's just gonna get wilder and wilder.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. That's spooky though, fam. Because you went from guns being illegal to in Florida, which me coming from Tennessee, I've been seeing them country white boys walking in Walmart. Only thing, you can have the straps on you, you can have the rifles on you and all of that type stuff, but you can't have the clip inserted in it. But people being able to carry guns like that in states like Texas, and I think Florida always had that. You don't have to have no license or something now.
Yeah, you ain't gotta have no license. They ain't gonna pull you up. They're not gonna mess with you. If you riding around, if you in the street and you got that strap on, they not gonna say nothing. You know, they ain't gonna mess with you.
Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, we living in a different world, fam. What happened to America?
Shoot, whole lot, man.
What you like? Why did you decide to name the show that title? I want to know.
I decided to name it that title because it's just seeming like it is a lot of America change, you know, from when if you look at the 80s, the 90s, the 2000s, and now we look at how it's commonly school shootings, you know, a lot of shootings going on. It's like, what happened? You know, the prison system is not as populated as it is. So something must be going on because they're not getting the money from the prisons no more. It's like, what's going on in America? So that's the reason why I titled it that. What you got out of it?
I feel like it's a outdated system. You know, things need to be updated. You know, the care for human beings need to be updated. The prison system need to be updated because it's not a place for rehabilitation. The school system needs to be updated. People don't need to be $200,000 in debt before they get their first house.
Yeah.
You know how I'm saying? Go to college and be 200,000. Everything needs to be updated. The whole structure need to be updated. It's people that I seen and was researching making $35, $40 an hour in San Francisco and Miami, and they can't afford a place to stay.
That's
Making
crazy.
that type of money hourly at a job, living in at cars, talking about the van life and stuff. Everything needs to be updated, and until we get a president that speaks for the people in totality, or not a president. Let me stop, because I know better by saying president. But we need a person in leadership, or the people looking out for the interests of the people as a whole. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nothing gonna change. It's just gonna continue to get worse. I remember earlier in this year we was talking about reparations a lot, and I was
Mhm.
doing a lot of shows on reparations. My biggest show is about reparations with Killer Mike and Bill Maher on my channel, and I don't think that during Trump's administration reparations is gonna happen. I know it's not gonna happen the way them people talking.
Yeah.
Them people are totally against it. They find it racist. It's racist if you talk about reparations. Even
Yeah.
black people speaking against it. Did you see the Amanda Seals?
Yeah. I seen that. I
Them
seen that.
like, it's racist. Man, stop.
You know, yeah, man, this is the new America we living in, but I can say that it's gonna come down to the foreign aid. I think a lot of the white people and black people are waking up now when they understanding that. Is America being pimped? America seeming like a $2 hole right now, and it's just money, and don't get out of line or I'm gonna slap you. It's like that's how it seemed like to me, the control somebody got over America. It's like I'm just getting the money and the resources out of it, and I'm bringing so much other people to it, to where it's just diluted over there, and it's violence, it's crime. It's like I don't know, man.
Man, we got to read Big Blue comments to them last 3 that he put. Even though he
Yeah,
put that Matthew 23:13, I like that also, because I think that's the scripture that we was talking about,
what you
where
was talking about.
religion and all of that, where he disagreed with religion. Jesus did, or Yahshua, or whatever you identify him as. But man, that's crazy. What Israel and Ukraine and all of these people getting this money from this country, but the people in your country are starving. That's crazy to me, fam. Let me read that first one. Big Blue said. He said, "I agree so much that is now being exposed that the government allowed to have loopholes. Trump exposed it. Now we need people to implement good changes that will work." Well, let's go to the next
Mhm.
one. Or do you want to respond to that one?
No, I agree with it. I agree with that.
I don't know if the heads now are as keen and smart as American forefathers that made the laws and the constitutions. Yeah, I agree with
I
that
agree
too.
with that.
I agree with that, but I think that those laws and constitutions need to be
Updated as well.
yeah.
Yeah.
I think for sure we need to rid of old laws so that are outdated and don't apply to America today. Thanks.
Yeah. That's what we got to do,
Mhm.
because yeah, man. I mean, even with that H-1B1 visa, Trump now charging 100,000 for anybody that want to get a work visa. Trump pimping. I mean, that alone, it
Yeah,
makes sense to why you want to kick immigrants out, because now it's gonna cost. I'm gonna make money for you wanting to come over here. You know what I mean?
I'm grinding now. Since y'all want to play,
Yeah.
yeah. Now that y'all want to play, I'm getting ready to put tariffs on people. We're gonna make money. I'm getting ready to
Mhm.
make y'all pay if y'all want to come visit America. And cause you know what, that's what they do to us. Is y'all want our money, we sending money over there to assist with what y'all got going on. So if you want to
Right.
come here and celebrate and live life, then uh
Mhm.
it's gonna be a fee. Mama Lisa said, I can't see them numbers that's on the screen. Hey, I just put them in the chat, Mama Lisa, in case you want to call in, because we about up on the 2-hour mark, man.
Yeah. We about to wrap this thing up, Mama Lisa.
Yeah, we about to wrap it up, but I would like to hear.
Yeah, we definitely like to hear from you. But man, I'm glad we was able to get back on, man. And this was a good show today, man. I'm gonna have to chop this up and
yeah, we got to make some clips from this, most definitely, because it was definitely a good show. And Mama Lisa said, "I'm with you out, Trev. I don't like guns. I don't need them. I don't like guns." But
Now,
are you for guns? The NRA and all of that? Are you for everybody having a gun? The gun laws being so light and crime and violence. What's your thoughts about that, Water? Like, there's somebody shoot somebody.
My thoughts is that is I feel how the Black Panthers felt about it. I mean, we have had so much happen to us that we got to protect ourselves. You know what I mean? We got to have a military because we've been bombed. We had towns bombed. We have to be protected. You get what I'm saying? So I'm not saying that. However, we got to protect ourselves. We got to protect it. You know what I mean? And if we got to have them guns like everybody else got to have, I mean, that's what we got to do because we getting our towns blown away. And, you know, we got women getting found in the Bayou River over there in Houston over there, you know.
It's going down.
We got to be able to protect ourselves. So I can't go to be like, I don't like guns, but we got to be able to protect our people. You know what I'm saying?
I lived in a community. I'm gonna tell a story right quick about why I hate guns so much. But you know, I don't like the fact that we use them on ourselves so much. I can't stand it. But the story I want to tell is that I was 17 years old, right, in my community, and I might have told this story before on a show with you, Water, but I want to tell it to the people that's watching now why I dislike guns so much. So I'm 17 years old, and this girl finds out that her boyfriend got another girl pregnant, right?
Right.
So she pull off and say, "Y'all better not be here when I come back." The girl that got cheated on. And they were still there chilling and having a good time, smoking, listening to the music and all of that in the neighborhood. So the girl pull up, and the boyfriend and the pregnant girl is right there standing, right? So when the girl pull up who got cheated on, she pumed the other girl in the stomach. And I was a teenager, and I seen that with my own two eyes. And after I seen that, I never liked guns ever since. And people that's from my neighborhood probably could tell this story is true because I can see it like it happened 5 minutes ago. I'm traumatized from guns, the things that I've seen people do with pistols, and I can't stand them. That's all I'm gonna say, fam. I can't stand guns.
Yeah, because I've been seeing it's a lot of people that's not mentally, and I'm with you on that. I don't believe these people need to have guns, these people that are unstable, unmental conditions, but I do feel like you need to have a military and you have to be able to protect something. You know what I mean? You can't just be like, okay, I don't like guns, but I'm gonna let somebody come in here and just slaughter us. God ain't want his people to just be weak and just get taken advantage of. I ain't gonna go for that. I'm not finna think that somebody can just overpower you. You know what I mean?
If you was the president, right?
Yeah.
Do you think you would be tougher or looser on gun laws? Like if somebody shoot this frivolous shooting going on about nothing, I'll probably be the hardest president ever, fam. You out here killing folk for no reason. You getting life off top. I'm brutal with it, fam.
Yeah, but think about it like this, fam. Even if how brutal you gonna be with it, is that gonna solve the issue? I'm more on results, right? I don't just want to be around here bamming people. I mean, if I'm gonna bam you, I want to fix the issue. Like I'm tired of us doing stuff that just keeps the same cycle going. You get what I'm saying? Because if we just keep bamming people, the state making money, somebody going to jail, we packing the prisons. But how can we really? Because there's countries that ain't got no crime, Trail. They ain't doing none of that. Them people respect everybody there and they not coming there on that. I think some of the crime that's happening in America is staged, fam. I think it's some terrorist crimes that happen that in this country that done happen that I ain't gonna say staged, but it's like premeditated. It's more for bringing new laws in. Because every time something happen, a new law come in. Think about it. Even when your boy got shot up, hit up, your boy Kirk, the 9/11, a law seemed to come in right behind it. Boom. So to me, I kind of feel like it's something up with violence and money in America. I think money, it make a lot of money. Something up with it. You know what I mean? That I can't put a finger on.
I can't put a finger on it neither, and I can't stand it, fam. I can't stand guns. I can't stand violence. Like I said at the beginning of the show, violence is the language of the people who don't know how to articulate themselves.
Yeah.
Ain't speechless, fam. Let's read a few comments before we get up off of this thing, man.
Mm-hmm.
We're at the 2-hour mark, my brother. We only got to talk about the meat meal topic. That's frivolous conversation. What we've been talking about. That's frivolous conversation. Play Tia to you. I want to read Tia to you. Salute to Tia to you for tapping into the show. If you can put her up on the screen, I'd appreciate it.
Yeah, let me throw up on the.
I'm sure what is going to be ushered in is sit in sin. Woo!
Citizenship.
That will afford certain privileges to people to live in certain land areas and not others. Dang, I wish she could call in because that breakdown sit in sin ship.
Right. Instead of citizen. Mm-hmm. Man, that's crazy. These words and they play, yeah, these words and how they put them together, you know.
Did you know the English language has the most like
Repeated.
sorcery words, sorcerous words, like you can curse yourself with the things that you're saying. It has the most curses in it. The English language, like you can say something and words is powerful. You can be bringing it into your life. The English language has the most curses. You can be cursing yourself. Think about when these rappers talk about to live and die in LA, and if I die tonight, and people speaking death. Even that new young kid, that David guy that
Yeah,
everybody,
I don't even know. Yeah.
man, them words are powerful. Okay. She said that's a setup. You better be careful if you black. That's fact. Let's pull Big Blue up. I don't know if I feel we've had guns too long and have too many guns in the country to be able to generate something that will work. That's similar to what you were saying, fam. They here now. Deal with it, basically. I think DeSantis just did a tax cut for some attachments or something like that. Guns are a means of income, it seems. Where are you located at, Big Blue? I want to know. We got to get Big Blue on the screen too, man. He got a dope show. You need to check out his channel too, Water. And
Big Blue, okay. I'm gonna definitely Big Blue reacts.
Big Blue, check out my dog Water God TV. Go subscribe to his channel and check out his content. We need to get you on the screen and get
yeah, man, get him on the show. He got some good stuff to say. I'm hearing him.
Yeah,
him, he in GA. Okay, yeah, I'm in Florida. My boy, he in Carolina. So we in
Southeast.
We next door neighbors. Yeah, man, we next door neighbors.
Reparations is never going to happen over here. See, we just got to talking, Mama Lisa. Now I love you. We just got to talking about the English language got the most curses in it. Never is a powerful word.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah.
I ain't gonna say never, but
I'm just messing with it.
Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah.
Shout out to Mama Lisa.
Hey,
man. Yeah, man. We're gonna definitely chop it up, man. What we gonna do
next Sunday. Let's make sure we try my best.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Let's do it. I'm down.
Real. So what you normally say when you get out of there, you be having a good little saying, man, at the end. Go ahead and give it to him, man.
Peace, love, plenty abundance, and make sure you go get you some money. That's all you know.
Salute, man. Shout out to Big Blue Reacts, man. Everybody who tapped in. We gonna catch y'all on the next one, man. Health, wealth, better understand the self. Y'all know how we do.
Let's do it. We are. Appreciate y'all.
Yeah.